Welcome back, everyone. I'm Gus Johnson, and this is EA Sports, 2 Steps from Greatness. You might know him as a college football analyst on ESPN, or better yet, as the man responsible for leading the Ducks to their most successful era in school history. I'm talking about none other than head coach Mike Bellotti. And Mike, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thanks, Gus. I appreciate it. Nice to be here.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
When you look at that corner of the end zone right there, and I mentioned the name Kenny Wheaton, what comes to mind?
Well, probably the life-changing event, for all of the Duck fans. I mean, he intercepted it right there. In fact, it was about 2 yards outside the end zone, but outside, and took it back the distance for the touchdown. Danny O'Neill had led a fourth-quarter drive to take the lead for the first time in his career against Washington, and we're sitting on the sideline as Washington marches back down the field. We're going, I hope that wasn't in vain. All that work that he put in, and Kenny Wheaton steps up, takes that ball, and of course the announcement that Kenny Wheaton's going to score, and that's forever embedded in my brain. Just a great play.
How long ago was that now?
Oh shoot, that was 1994.
And you're talking about it as if it happened literally 4 minutes ago.
Well, you got to understand, every single game they play that little snip in Autzen Stadium to get the crowd fired up, and they get fired up when they hear it.
All right, well, Coach, the interesting thing about your tenure at Oregon, you ushered in a different type of athlete, which I think has spread throughout college football. One of the slogans here at Oregon is to play faster. You got kids that really can burn it up and down the field on both sides of the ball.
One of the things that happened in course of recruiting is you sort of realize what you can recruit and what you have locally. We didn't have a lot of big players, so we decided we needed to go with speed. We were going to recruit speed, and we're going to try to play fast. And when I became the head coach, my motto was play fast, play hard, and have fun. And again, we decided we needed to chase speed. We had a great track program, but the football program supplied most of the speed, like most of the sprinters for the track program. So we had a great marriage relationship there. And then we were able to attract people because of that football track combination, and because we threw the ball, and typically we'd find ways to say, hey, you want to come here, we're going to get the ball in your hands, whether we hand it to you, throw it to you, whatever, and then you can go do your thing.
Well, Coach Rich Brooks, he served as your head coach and your mentor, and when he left, you took over the job and you had his blessing. You decided to leave. You handpicked Chip Kelly. Can you give us an idea? Because Coach Brooks always talked about you having an incredible mind, especially for offense. And you've said similar things about Coach Kelly.
Well, Coach Kelly, how he got here is sort of interesting, because I decided to go to the spread option about 6 years ago. After the 2004 season, I'd seen what Northwestern, Utah, Bowling Green were able to accomplish with that offense. And it was really to run the football better than we had done. We had lost some of our edge. And so when I hired Gary Croton, who came and worked for me for a while, then Chip Kelly was the next offensive coordinator I hired. And I thought Chip, when I met him and got a chance to see him in action, he was a guy that could take us from the level we were at and take us to the next level from an offensive standpoint, because he totally understood that offense. He understood how to get speed and space. That's a great phrase he loves, speed and space. And I think that's an apt description of the Oregon offense. It's trying to make the defense defend the entire width, breadth, depth of the field, and then get people outside with the ball with room to move.
Now, when you talk about speed and space, the only way you can utilize that kind of offense is to have players, right? Therefore, you got to go get guys. And now what Coach Kelly has done, not only is he getting guys from the West Coast, he's going all over the country. People understand what's going on with Oregon. Going to the national championship game, they lost to Auburn. However, this whole system, this whole style, the facilities have become very attractive for the high school player around the nation.
Well, it's been a growth pattern for a couple of years, and Chip has done an exceptional job. I mean, he has been a Coach of the Year several times in his 2-year career. I mean, he's got a lot of honors, very deservingly so. He really has done a great job of continuing the national recruiting, because one of the things that happens is there's probably 3 to 5 Pac-10 athletes and maybe 10 Division I football players in the state of Oregon. So you're going to have to go outside. When you split them with Oregon State or some of the other Pac-10 schools, Pac-12 now that come in to poach student athletes, you've got to go nationally. You can't go nationally unless you win football games, you're on television, you have great facilities, and you can back it up with your play and performance. And again, we've been able to do that. I think it really started about 1999, 2000, when we decided to spend some money in New York City on a billboard for Joey Harrington.
I remember that.
You remember that? That sort of told the world that we weren't happy just sitting here in Eugene, Oregon. We want to go out and attract people from everywhere. I'll tell you, the best thing that I think happened over the course of that time is we built a new locker room for the football players. I mean, we'd added on the stadium, we built practice. We've got great facilities, but facilities are just work spots. Kids want something where they can feel pretty special. When we upgraded the locker room, I saw the biggest bump in recruiting that we'd ever have in terms of people coming from across the nation. They walk in and see the facilities and go, wow, this is a great place to live, a great place to go to school, great excitement surrounding the football program.
So you guys go to the Rose Bowl, and Mr. Knight, Phil Knight, who is the founder of Nike, Oregon grad, ran track here for Coach Bowerman. From what I understand, and this may be just folklore now, he comes up to you not too long after and he says, well, you know, if there's anything I could do for the program, I'd love to help you. And you say to him, well, I have a list. And that's how, you know, we see all these great facilities. Uncle Phil is helping the program here at Oregon.
That's basically true. What happened exactly was my very first year as head coach, we went 9-2, 9-3, I can't remember, 9-2, lost the Cotton Bowl. And the night after that loss, the night of the game, we had a party afterwards for all the boosters, and Phil comes up to me and says, what do we need to take this program to the next level? And I said, I think we need an indoor practice facility. He says, how soon can we get that done? I said, well, you know, we're going to have to do some planning, raise some funds. He goes, no. How soon can we get it done? And I said, oh, well, in that case, you know, maybe 6 to 8 months. And it got done. We traveled across the nation and built it about 8 months later. And it was the first start of a real commitment to excellence in terms of the facilities. Every year thereafter, I would meet with Phil, and I had a list. I had a top 10 list of things we needed for not just the football program, but the entire athletic program. And he was very generous over time to help support us achieving those things and putting the academic facility, which is the best of its kind in the world. There's going to be an addition now to the football offices here, lights for the practice fields, the expansion of Autzen Stadium. I mean, I can't just go on and on. The redoing of the treatment center, which is unbelievable. You've probably been in it and seen some of it. But he has been a tremendous friend, a tremendous alumnus of this university.
All right, let's get back to football and Oregon football in particular. Out of all the kids that have been recruited and are coming to the university for this upcoming season, who jumps out at you?
Well, you know, I'm just a casual fan now of all this stuff, but D'Anthony Thomas, I mean, the Black Mamba, he can do it. And it's funny because they're loaded at running back, but I think the idea that he could play whatever position he wants, he could play running back in this type of a system was something that he couldn't pass up, and a great advantage for Oregon. The other guy is probably Colt Laerla, who's a local product and five-star athlete. He could play on either side of the ball. They're starting him at tight end because they want to see him with the ball in his hands because he played tailback, tight end, or whatever he wanted to play, but he could play defense too.
How about you, Coach? You've been out of football as a coach. You're doing the analyst work at ESPN. Can we expect to maybe see you back on the sidelines? You're a young man still.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You know what? I'm at sort of a crossroads right now. I had a chance. I got offered 3 jobs last year, and it was not the right time for me. I have a son that's a junior in high school right now, but he'll be a senior next year. He's my youngest. Once he's out of it, then I may say, you know, I got to see what I'm going to do. The ESPN thing has been great. It's kept me around college football. You know, you never say never with anything about college football, about a job. But it's different now, and it's been different over the 40 years I was involved with college football. I love it, and I miss it, but I don't miss all of it. You know, so there's a lot less stress with my new ESPN job.
And you can see it on your face. You look like, you know, you're just getting out of college yourself. Coach, thank you so much for joining us, and good luck in the future.
Appreciate it.